Hello, this is Jace Fugate again with another session of the Introduction to the Go Programming Language. So I'm going to start this from scratch today. But we are going to be going over zero values. So let's go ahead and create a new package. Let's call this 0. Create our new file, main.go, main package, create our function. So I'm going to create a bunch of variables all in one block. And we're going to be talking about zero value. So in a language like C++, when you initiate or instantiate a variable, if you don't give it like an initial value, it's kind of unknown what that value is before you initialize it. You have a variable, it has a type, but you don't really know what's in there. And in fact, it's just whatever random ones and zeros happen to be in that memory slot on your computer before it ran. I guess it probably depends on the compiler. But we'll go ahead and do a string. Let's say my string. Say string. We'll make an integer. Call int. We'll make a float. Do a float 32. 64. I guess it doesn't really matter too much for this. We'll do a bool. And let's go ahead and print these out so we can see what those zero values are. So for our string, use the string verb. For our integer, use the number verb. Float, f, and for the boolean, you use t. If these verbs are confusing to you, you could always use a v, or you could just put them in here directly. I would learn the verbs. They're very useful, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of logging. You can look into your course material and learn more about these verbs, or look online, look on Google. So let's print these out here so that it stops being mad at me for not using the variables. It doesn't want me to be wasteful. It's a good linter. So let's go ahead and cd into our new directory that we created. Print this out. So string, it's nothing. It's an empty string. Integers is 0. Floats is 0. Booleans are false. And that's always going to be the case. When you instantiate a variable, it always comes with a 0 value. And for strings, be the same as if I did that. For an integer, same as if I did that. For float, same if I did that. A boolean is always going to be false. These are nice so that you don't always have to instantiate your variable with a value. All types have a 0 value. As you go through Go and as you use it more, you'll be able to have these just as second nature. You'll always know that, oh, I made a string and it's going to be an empty string. If I'm using a pointer, we'll talk about pointers later, then it's going to be nil. If I use a struct, then whatever that struct or that object's fields are, whatever the field's 0 value are, is what the struct 0 value is going to be. We'll talk about that more in the future. But go ahead and play around with it. Try all the different types. Try different types of numbers. Try rooms. Try some bytes. Booleans are great. I guess there's only really one boolean, just a true or false. Yeah, but try things around. See what you can learn. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll see you again.